What's up, you guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Amanda Marie, and over here I love to discuss all things fragrance. So if you're into perfume, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your notification bells so that way you'll be notified every time I upload and you don't miss out. As promised, I'm going to share with you guys my entire Tom Ford collection. And I believe I have everything here. I'm not going to be going into detail with the notes because that would be entirely too long of a video, and you guys know how much I hate editing. So we won't be doing that. So I'm just going to share with you what I have, and I'll give you the vibes and how I feel about the fragrance. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, this is not a ranking video. Now, I don't have a full-size bottle of Lost Cherry. I only have this travel size here, and I can't even remember how long I've had this or where I got it from, but as y'all can see, I've put a nice little, dent in here. I still haven't been able to bring myself to buy a full-size bottle of Lost Cherry, and I think it's because it doesn't last on my skin. And I mean, at this point, I probably, if I do my research, I probably can find a bottle at a reasonable cost, but I don't desire to have it in my collection. Y'all know I feel some type of way about fruity fragrances. In my opinion, fruity fragrances are nice. They're beautiful. I love them, but they just don't last. Especially my experience, okay, just my experience. It has been the more realistic that fruity note smells, the shorter the lifespan of that note. That has been my experience, okay? I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but Lost Cherry is a warm, and I'm not gonna spray it because I only have a little bit left, but Lost Cherry is this warm, sweet, boozy cherry fragrance. And a lot of people, anytime, it's so funny because anytime I would watch other fragrance reviewers and them talk about any kind of cherry fragrance, they would always compare it to Lost Cherry, and I still do that too myself from time to time. I've kind of gotten away from that because I don't think it's fair. I don't think that every cherry fragrance should be compared to Lost Cherry. Now, at one point I was going down this rabbit hole where I felt like I wanted this type of DNA in my collection. It didn't have to be Lost Cherry, but I wanted like this sweet cherry boozy type of fragrance. And I've come to find, just me, but a lot of them do smell like Lost Cherry. That was crazy. I guess this was the one that just started it all, in my opinion. So I mean, in all honesty, if I find it somewhere at a good price, I might be inclined to pick it up. I can't say what I will and won't do. I might pick it up, but that's Lost Cherry. I also have here, which one is this? I think this is Mandarino. Yeah, this is Mandarino di Amalfi. And I have a nice little dent in this one too. This one is definitely going to be your citrus bomb, fresh, clean, aquatic. It has that kind of out of the shower type of smell. I love the citrus here. And at one point, I did want a full-size bottle of this. Every time I would go into Sephora, I would get a sample of this. And it's so crazy that now that I have this travel size in my collection, I haven't even used it up. Y'all, I'm telling you, every time I would go in Sephora, I would ask for, back when they was giving samples. I think they still give samples now, but I don't know. It's been a minute since I've asked anybody in Sephora for a perfume sample, but it's just crazy to me how I have it and I don't even wear it. That's when you got a ridiculous perfume collection. Okay, that to me was like my little telltale sign that my collection was getting out of hand, and it was getting to a point where I wasn't even thinking about the fragrances that I actually loved. Okay, maybe it's just me. Am I making sense? Let me know. If it's not making sense, let me know. But to me, it makes sense. The next one up is one that I struggled with from day one. I really wanted to love this fragrance. I really did, with all of my might. Everything inside of me wanted to love this fragrance, okay? But I just never brought myself around to loving it. This is Tobacco Vanille. I also have it in a travel size. And I'm not gonna lie, I love these travel containers. What are these called? I know they have a proper name. I just can't think of them now. But anywho, I love these little travel size containers. And you know what's interesting? I went to the Tom Ford counter and I asked her if these could be, like, if I could buy just the travel size and refill this. And she said no. I'm like, ain't no way I'm gonna pay $100 for this all over again. Like, there's absolutely no way. I'm gonna find a way to repurpose it for sure. And do these open up? They do. I'm gonna find a way. Y'all know I am the repurpose queen up in here, honey. I'm gonna find a way to do it. But yeah, Tobacco Vanille is a sweet, warm, a little soft, spicy. I want to say there's nutmeg here, vanilla. It's ambery and warm. But the tobacco note, it smells more like a tobacco leaf, like saliva. Okay, hear me out, right? You know, I don't think they do this anymore, but they used to roll cigars and they would seal it with the saliva. I don't think they do that anymore, but it's crazy how you can have this vision in your head that will just mess you up. It'll mess up everything, and that is the vision that I have here. I swear to you, when I smell this, I get a hint of saliva. I get tobacco leaf and a hint of saliva, and because of that, I can't wear it. I can't wear it. I have a dupe from I have the Al Haraman Tobacco Oud edition that I prefer over the Tobacco Vanille. So yeah, I don't know what that's about. But one of my favorites is Tom Ford Noir Extreme. I've talked about this one on the channel plenty of times. It's one of my favorites. So this reminds me of Thanksgiving. I don't know why. Well, I know why, but it reminds me of my grandmother cooking her desserts for Thanksgiving. There is a dessert note here in the fragrance. It's warm, it's sweet. I feel like it's a little boozy too, but I get this dessert note, a little hint of spice, maybe nutmeg in this fragrance, and it just reminds me of when she's cooking her pies. It reminds me of a pie, okay? I don't know. It has to be that dessert note. If I'm not mistaken, this may have been targeted for men when they first launched it, but this to me is totally unisex. Anybody can wear this fragrance. Anybody. It's sweet, it's warm, it's boozy, it's spicy. Anybody can wear this, and I absolutely love it. One of my faves. I give it a 10 out of 10. Have I smelled the one in the all gold bottle? I don't know. I feel like I have, and I didn't, if my memory serves me correctly, I don't think there was much difference in the two, so I didn't feel the need to pick it up. I just stuck with the one that I had, and I love it. I love it. So if you have it, comment down below. Again, this one is Tom Ford Noir Extreme. I also looked up and was able to get Tom Ford Noir. I believe this one is the one that was targeted for men. Now, they have some similarities, but they're also different in my opinion. I want to spray this a little bit. I get that dessert note in here as well, but not as much in the extreme version. This one, I feel like I get a little bit more bergamot, like a zesty type of citrus here. I'm gonna say it's bergamot, I'm not for sure, but I get that soft spiciness. I get the dessert note here. There's also like some patchouli maybe going on in here too, because there's a little bit of some earthiness in this fragrance and maybe a little bit of vetiver, but there's definitely like a hint of something earthy and green, okay, in this fragrance. I think that the Noir Extreme is sweeter. It feels and smells more like a gourmand, where the Noir to me just feels a little bit, it comes off a little bit more perfumey, and it also kind of reminds me of a designer fragrance. I mean, it does remind me of a designer fragrance, but a high-end designer fragrance. That's what I get here. So again, this one is Tom Ford Noir. Discontinued, by the way. I think I got lucky and found this one at the cosmetic company store. Do they still sell a lot of Tom Ford fragrances? I know a few years back you can go in the cosmetic company store, baby, and rack up on all the Tom Ford and all the Killian. I don't know if that is true right now. I haven't been inside a cosmetic company store in a while, but y'all let me know down in the comments. I also have Tom Ford's Black Orchid. This is one of my favorites, and there is a couple of flankers to this fragrance, if I'm not mistaken. Tom Ford actually released a new flanker to Black Orchid, which I can't think of the name. I'll pop up the picture. The bottle looks similar, but I believe the top is gold. I did smell that one, and it really reminded me of the OG. It made absolutely no sense whatsoever for me to purchase that fragrance. That just would have been money down the drain, in my opinion, because they smell too much alike. Now, there are a lot of notes in this fragrance, but I would tell you what I get the most is that truffle. I get the patchouli. It's very lush, very green, very dark, very earthy. I get vanilla here. I get some soft spicy notes. It could be nutmeg, it could be cardamom. There's something soft and spicy going on in here. But for me overall, this is a patchouli fragrance. I don't care how you slice it and dice it, honey. If you don't like patchouli, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not gonna like this. So I feel like this fragrance is a love or hate in the community. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. It's an acquired taste, okay? Let me just say that. I happen to love it. I've loved it from day one. I want to say this is my 2nd or 3rd bottle of this fragrance because that's how much I love it. There is the Black Orchid Extreme. No, this is the Parfum. There is something in here that just rubbed me the wrong way. And I think people prefer the Parfum version over the OG. And I don't know why. I don't know why. There is something in here. Now, hold on now. Now, hold on. I ain't smelled this thing in a minute now. But I know when I first got it, baby, we was tussling, okay? I was like, what the hell? Definitely gives me the OG Black Orchid vibe, that DNA. Like it's all running all up and through this fragrance, that's for sure. But I could have swore, I don't pick it up anymore now. I don't know, it's definitely heavier. There is, to me, yes, they do smell the same, but there's something, this is heavier. This is a heavier version of Black Orchid. It's richer, it's deeper, it has more depth. It's just more, okay? It's more, and I get that now. But what was that thing that I was getting? Whatever that was, I'm not getting it anymore. Not that I'm gonna run out and get it. Is this even available anymore? It smells too much like the OG for me to go out and buy it anyway, but I can definitely tell that it's just an amped up version of Black Orchid. So there has been so much change with Tom Ford and the fragrances. They've done some remixes and, you know, brought out some new fragrances. I don't know what the hell that Vanilla Sex was supposed to give. And I hated it from the beginning, and I never used that word, but I disliked that fragrance so much. It just smelled horrible, okay? I haven't went back and smelled it in years. I don't even want to, but it was an instant no for me. But there have been so many changes with the Tom Ford brand. They discontinued one of my favorites, which let me go ahead and talk about that. They brought one back that was a disappointment for me. I'm gonna talk about that one too. But let's get into the one that they discontinued, and I just don't understand why. Why did you have to do it? Why? This is Tom Ford's Metallique. Now y'all excuse my bottle because mama been wearing it, okay? You can see the wear and tear on her. She get a lot of love around this place. But because it's discontinued, I have stopped pulling for it. That's what I have a tendency to do when fragrances are being discontinued, baby, and I have it. I'm gonna stop wearing it. I'm gonna preserve my stuff as long as I can, because what you mean, I'm never gonna see it again. I'm never gonna be able to find it. Now, I might wear this once or twice a year now. Since I first found out, either last year or earlier this year, they weren't making it anymore. Y'all, this is the best, one of the best vanillas I have in my collection. It's an ice cold, super sweet vanilla. It's lovely, lovely. Oh, there's a little bit of citrus here, I think, in the opening, but for the most part, I get this very super sweet vanilla. There may be heliotrope here too, which I feel like is adding to that very sweet smell that I get here. Like Metallique, like, I don't care what anybody says. Metallique, I do know that some people, when they first smell this, they got this metallic type of smell from the fragrance. I got that too, just a little bit, and it didn't stay around long enough for me to dislike the fragrance, okay? It was here, boom, gone. I ain't hear from it no more. I ain't see it, it ghosted, okay? And I love that for me, because in my opinion, this is one of the best vanilla fragrances ever. Just unique and different, not necessarily cupcakey, okay? It's almost like a serious vanilla, but it's sweet. It's sweet. I think for those of you who love to smell sweet, you love vanilla, but you don't want to smell like a cupcake, this would have been the one for y'all right here. This would have been the one, I'm telling you. Metallique, baby, they let a good one go. I'm still mad at them behind this, still. Now, one that they did release, I want to say it came out in 2017 or 2007. I don't know. I'll pop it up here. But they brought it back, and I was super excited to put my nose on it because I had heard a lot of great things about the OG, the original version. This remake, this relaunch, remix that they brought back, I have to say, I'm a little disappointed. I ain't even gonna lie to you, I'm a lot of disappointed, but I'm still gonna wear it. It's not an awful fragrance by any means, but it ain't hitting. It ain't hitting like I thought it was gonna hit. Now, I don't know what the original smelled like, but everybody that has the original, they said nothing but good things. I don't even hear people talk about this one, this new version at all. But this is Vanille Fatale. I bought this one earlier this year. I think I caught it on sale at Nordstrom, and I used my naughty points to get this one. So I could have saved my naughty points. This is sweet, right? I mean, let me just spray a little bit on paper. I don't know. There's something, it's not an awful fragrance. It's wearable. I've worn it recently, actually. But it's almost like this kind of boozy vanilla. But is it really vanilla? It's not an over-the-top vanilla, I can tell you that. It's almost like a hint of vanilla and booze, and I may be getting something a little spicy. I may get a little spicy note in here too, but for the most part, it's mediocre. You know, it's mid. It's not giving me that razzle dazzle, that sex appeal that I thought I was gonna get. I really wish I could get my nose on the original release so I can make a comparison. I think that's the problem. I don't have anything to compare it to, but very mediocre, okay? I mean, I didn't get no action out of this. I thought I was gonna get all the action, girl. I ain't get no action. So it was a disappointment, but I'm still gonna wear my stuff. You know, I might layer with it if I need something sweet, you know what I'm saying? I'll layer with it, but girl, I was disappointed, honey. I could have saved my coins. But this one, I'm not disappointed about. This is white suede, and I love it to pieces. So now these bottles, in case you don't know, these are from their private blend collection. And y'all know with my frugal self, baby, I got like the 1 ounce. This is a 30 ml, which, yeah, this is a 1 ounce, because these private blend bottles, okay, yeah, they cost, and I'm not trying to do it. I'm trying to smell good on a budget, you hear me? Oh, I love this. This is musk. It's suede, it's leather, it has this animalic like nuance to it. I don't know what that is in here, but you know, this puts me in the frame of mind of fragrances anywhere between Musk 12 by Kayali to Byredo Animalique. Some people have compared this fragrance to Animalique by Byredo. I've actually compared the two side by side, and they're very similar. I was gonna get Animalique, but because I have this one, I said I'm a chill. I didn't need both of them. They just smell too similar for me. When I tell you this is a sexy musk, oh, so seductive, so sexy. It just, it makes me weak. You hear me? It makes me weak. Every time I smell it, I love it, love it, love it, love it. When Musk 12 had, and I'm pointing over there because Musk 12 is over there. But when Musk 12 was discontinued, I started wearing this. And do I have a little bit of a dent? I mean, I might have a little bit. They are all my stuff full, child. Maybe I'm not as a heavy sprayer as I thought I was, but I do be spraying my stuff, so I feel like I should have a bigger dent in here. But anyway, when Musk 12 was discontinued, I started wearing this because it reminds me of just a sexier version, an amped up version of Musk 12 by Kayali. And it's just 10 out of 10 in my book, honey. Next up, I have Tuscan Leather. This is an OG, a fan fave. If you know, you know. This fragrance will forever be just one of the greats. One of the greatest fragrances from Tom Ford, in my opinion. When I first smelled this, I said, oh my God. Oh my God. Baby. No one, now I don't know moving forward in the future, I can't say this anymore because Tom Ford has went through so many changes. But prior to that, in my opinion, well, I haven't smelled everything, but from what I smelled, no one could do a leather better than Tom Ford, baby. Do you hear me? No one could do a leather better than Tom Ford. Let me just spray it a little bit. I want to spray it. I get the suede, I get the leather, I get a little bit of something citrus here, I get some earthiness here. I don't know what is in the base, but there's something earthy in the base. Could be vetiver, could be patchouli, could be some musk in the base as well. And you know what's interesting? This is the very first leather fragrance that I fell in love with. Leather was a note that I really stayed away from a lot because it could go one or two ways. I could love it or I could hate it. Okay, so this was the first leather fragrance that I actually fell in love with, and this one just kind of set the standard for all the other leather fragrances I have in my collection. I didn't want them to smell like this, but after smelling this leather, I knew what I was looking for. Okay, I knew what I wanted, right? It just reminds me of a leather jacket, a leather bag, a leather, like the leather seats in a car. So good. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Okay, highly. Next up we have Eben Fume, and y'all, this smells like money. I'ma just straight up, this smells like, baby, a rich African. That's what this smells like. This smells like a rich African man, okay? The note that really sticks out the most for me in here is the woodiness. Either it's ebony wood or it's like some type of oud, a very smooth, aromatic oud. That's what I get here. That is what stands out the most. So if you like a nice, smooth, woody fragrance with some aromatic touches, there's probably some patchouli here in the base, maybe a little bit of musk in the base, maybe some vetiver, and maybe a little citrus in the top. But for the most part, I'm getting the ebony wood. I'm getting a rich, smooth, woody note from this fragrance. Eben Fume is one that I would wear now when it's getting cold. I think this fragrance for me is just too much to wear in the summertime or even spring. It depends on, you know, maybe if I'm going out at night and I'm wearing something very sexy and I want to, you know, I want my fragrance to match the vibe of the outfit, I will pull for this. But for the most part, this is a wintertime fragrance for me because I'm telling you, that woodiness is just it's going to push through that cold weather like crazy. Longevity, amazing. Projection, even better. Trust me, 10 out of 10, Eben Fume. Next up is also discontinued, and you know what's crazy? They recently discontinued this, I want to say like over the summer, and when the girls on TikTok found out that Soleil Neige was being discontinued, it spread like wildfire, and the girls was buying them up. I mean, they was buying baby bottles at one time. Like, they were buying up multiple bottles at one time. So if you can find this right now, I would say get it, because you gonna be lucky. Can I even see my dent in it? It's pretty full, but yeah, you gonna be lucky. This is such a beautiful fragrance. This fragrance takes me on a journey. Now, fragrance is supposed to mimic the sun and snow, right? But this fragrance takes me on a journey. I remember getting a sample of this fragrance back in the day when I would go to Sephora. That was my routine. On a Saturday, baby, I would get up, go to Sephora, get all my samples, go take myself out to eat, go to the movies, like do something, okay? But that was before the pandemic. When the pandemic came through, baby, it just changed. It messed up my schedule, okay? But I remember getting a sample from Sephora, and I came home and I sprayed it on my pillows. Do y'all know that fragrance lasted a week until I washed my sheets and my pillow? I said I had to get a bottle. Soon as I found one on sale, I snatched it up. I think I got this one from Nordstrom too during a sale. I noticed that Nordstrom do put their Tom Ford fragrances on sale. But yeah, this is, girl, 1,000 out of 10. Do you hear me? It's citrusy, it's musky, it's bright, it has depth. It is just, it's unique, it's different, it's hard to explain. That's what it is. But it is one of the best, well, was one of the best Tom Ford fragrances. If you have it, comment down below. Let me know if you still have it, and you know, if you liked it or loved it, whatever. Let me know. But I hate they discontinued it. See, that's what I'm talking about. Those are the type of changes that Tom Ford is doing, discontinuing the greats, bringing in stuff that remakes of stuff that we didn't ask for. Like, girl, bye. But I ain't gonna even lie to y'all, I'm holding on to this one with dear life. Do you understand? I can't even tell you the last time I sprayed it, because I know it's gonna be hard for me to find this. And if I do find it, they gonna want an arm and a leg. Somebody on Mercari right now probably got a bottle of this going for, girl, $500. Who doing that? And they know they wrong for that. Wrong as two left shoes. My last two are the Ombre Leathers. Another great leather fragrance. Okay, this is the OG Ombre Leather. And this is the Eau d'Ombre Leather that was released last year around the same time, actually. Love them both equally. I might love Eau d'Ombre Leather a little bit more than the OG, simply because this one has more vanilla and spices, and it does remind me of Baby Cat. I finally got a chance to smell Baby Cat. If y'all don't know, they sell Baby Cat in Sephora now. I know at my local Sephora it's in store. I don't know if that's the same for all the other Sephoras, but yeah, this is, yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. If you read anywhere or hear anybody say that this reminds them of Baby Cat by YSL, I would agree 110%. Okay, that sweet vanilla with spice, that's this Eau d'Ombre Leather. The OG, on the other hand, is different. Now I do pick up, and what's interesting, they're different to me. They're not the same. Somewhere down, when I take a deep breath in, inhale this fragrance, I get a hint of the OG, maybe, but in my opinion, they're different. Now this is the OG. I get way more leather here. I feel like I get something a little fruity here too. I'm definitely getting some spiciness, and I feel like I get a floral note here. I don't think there's a floral note here listed. I feel like I get violet. I don't know why, but I feel like I get something purple out of here. Maybe it's just all in my head, but I get something floral here. Another great leather fragrance, like I said, I'm definitely pulling that leather. Don't know if it's suede or just leather, okay? Which suede is leather, but maybe it leans a little bit more masculine. I have smelled this on a guy, and it smelled great on him, let me just tell you. These two, Tuscan Leather and Ombre Leather, the leather note is the same, but because the compositions are different for these two, they don't come off smelling the same, in case you're wondering. But they're great leather fragrances, let me tell ya, okay? Let me tell ya. So yeah, that is my whole Tom Ford perfume collection. Please comment below if you have any of the fragrances I mentioned in this video. Also, let me know what's your favorite Tom Ford fragrance, and let me know if one of your favorites was discontinued like mine. Okay, let me know down in the comments. If you're into perfume, I would love for you to subscribe, hit that button, turn on your notification bells, that way you don't miss any videos. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Super important for the growth of my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching again. I hope you are having a beautiful day, and I hope you're smelling good doing it. I will see you in the next video. Bye.